Welcome back, 3D students. Let's continue working on this skull. So as you can see here, we have everything all set up nicely. So let's go to edge mode, and then we're going to double click on this edge right here to select the whole loop. And I'm going to move this edge in the x-axis towards the center of the face. And this is going to be the nose right here. And then let's take these three edges on the top and move them back towards the center just to keep that round. So the eye is going to be here and the nose is going to be here. And then let's shape this a little bit. Let's switch to polygon mode, and we're going to grab these polygons, and we're going to get the scale tool, and we're going to scale them down in the z-axis only to flatten them out. And then we're going to take them and move them up a little bit in the z-axis. And you can already see that that looks a little bit like a skull. You can even move them forward a little bit. You can see more of the face there. Let's maybe move these up just a little bit more. Okay, so we need some edges in here to help us add more detail on the head. So let's use Swift Loop in our modeling ribbon. If you don't see the modeling ribbon, this little button here will help you. It will expand it, collapse it. And what we want is a Swift Loop. So we're going to put an edge right in the center of the face, just like that. And then we're going to put one right here so that it crosses. Now what we're probably going to want to do is right click to turn off Swift Loop, or you can click on the button again like so. But we want to go back to edge mode, and I want to take this edge and move it back towards the center so that we have even spacing here. And I'm going to take this vertex here and move it back towards the center as well. Maybe take this one. You just need to always check and see if you messed up any curvature of what's going on. So let's also maybe take these here and move them a little bit towards the center, a little bit more. And maybe take this one and move it up. And this one and move it down just a little bit. So to quickly and easily make this round, like an eye socket, we're going to switch to edge mode. And then let's select this edge. Oops, sorry. If you accidentally move something, just click Control-Z. And then we're going to get the scale tool. And right in the center of the scale tool here, we're going to scale this out to make it round. And look at that, it already looks like a skull. Let's maybe move that over just a little bit. Now we're going to have to reshape this a little bit later, but let's just go with it as it is right now. Look, you can almost see his little teeth here, right? So let's switch to polygon mode and select these polygons, and you can clearly see what symmetry is doing for us here. And we're going to right click and let's use inset, bring up the settings. And let's inset this about like maybe that. This is going to be the eye socket. And then let's bring up the extrude settings. And let's extrude this back in. And then let's hit the check mark to accept the tool settings. And then let's get the scale tool and scale that down so it looks like an eye socket. And I also think I'm going to move this over a little bit. And maybe try rotating it just a bit. A lot of this is just about shaping and trying to get the right look. And you can see we've got some nice eye sockets. Now if you look at a human skull, you can see that what happens down there in the eye socket, it's not completely round or anything, but it gets pretty small down in there. And it just sort of goes into a sort of a bowl. But we're not going to get that detailed, but we can switch to vertex mode and take this vertex here and sort of move it back to sort of make that area rounded a little bit. Then I also think maybe we should go back to polygon mode and move these down a little bit. So there we have some eye sockets now, and he's starting to look pretty skull-like, and when we come back we will begin to add more detail by shaping the head a little bit more and starting to work on the nose. And I'll see you then.